So I'm gonna begin this, while driving, I guess. But of course, I'm not holding the phone, so don't everybody go up in arms about me driving and fucking talking, like Jesus. But I want to begin this with, if you are easily, how can I put it? If you are easily pissed off, then you probably shouldn't watch this video. And for the second part is, if you are very into the Harvey Weistien case that's been going on, then you also probably don't want to watch this, unless you have the same views as I do. But I don't know. It's better just safe to say, if you have a hard opinion about it, then and it's the average opinion, then you probably should not watch this video. But so I want to start with the whole case. So I'm hearing Joe Rogan talk today about talking to a guy who, of course, was big on like The Sopranos and stuff like that. Anyways, and they brought up the Harvey Weistien thing, and I kind of have the same views that they have as far as what I think about it. So all these women that are coming out now, do I think that it was right for him to touch other women without them saying that he could? Do I think him using his power to get sexual favors is okay? No, by any means. If I ever found out that one of my loved ones or something went through that type of thing, let me just tell you, I probably would be in prison, because I would hurt that man. Regardless of how powerful he is, I don't care. I will get through all his security and I will hurt that man. But when it comes to all the women now, I feel like there's a grace period. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's a grace period for when you could come out and say some shit. Like, I get that he touched you. I get that he tried to do sexual advances and stuff. I get that one woman, she said that he like pulled her tampon out and went to town on her with his face and was like, "Oh, that tastes so good," type shit. He's a fucking creep by all means. He's a fucking weirdo, and he deserves to get beaten almost to death. But how are you gonna come like so many years later, and how are you gonna use, so like you're basically you're gonna let him get away with that, right? You're gonna let him get away with touching you and all that, but you ain't gonna say shit to the fact that he is the one that made you millions. He started your careers. He's the one that got you. He got Angelina Jolie her gig. He got all these women that are coming out saying like, "Oh, yeah, he touched me." Okay, but you weren't saying shit whenever he was giving you millions of dollars. You weren't saying a damn thing whenever he was doing everything for you, because you wanted to jumpstart your career. And then on top of that, for the men to come out and be like, "Oh, we're sorry, we just didn't want to, we didn't want to say anything. We didn't know who it would affect." Shut the fuck up. How the fuck can you be a man knowing, I don't give a fuck who it was, Ben Affleck, whoever, knowing that these women are getting touched, and yet you're not gonna say a damn thing. You're just gonna let it all ride. Like, to me, that shit pisses me off so much. Like, I don't know, like, it's like a back and forth. Do I hate the women all coming out after it's been like 20 years and he's made their careers perfect and gave them all the money they ever wanted? Do I hate them more? Or do I hate the fact that the fucking grown-ass men didn't want to say shit? And then the guys that are like, "Oh, he touched my penis too." There's dudes that are saying that. First off, shut the fuck up. If you're a guy and you were actually molested or some shit, then I could say, okay, that's a big deal. But now you're just jumping on the fucking band train along with all these other women that are jumping on the same band train. Like, it's just, I feel like there should be a grace period. Like, if you got touched and then now you have fucking $40 million in the bank and you're like one of the top actresses, in the world, and everything's going for you, you're making all these movies, then shut the fuck up, because you used his platform in order to make yourself better. So in a sense, you didn't give a fuck about him touching you. Like, and then I read one article, one woman was like, the girl with the period thing, this pisses me off even worse. So he made sexual advances on her once. So he brought her to his room, and this is a story she told, so this is like quote type thing, but he brought her to her room and he asked her if she would massage him. So of course she said no. She said, like, what the hell, that's weird as shit. And he said no, just come in, I just need a massage, that's it, just real quick. And she was like, no, let's be professional, whatever. And of course he was like, okay, fine, we'll set up another meeting. Well, then he invited her to like the Bahamas or some shit, some crazy ass place. Well, she denied it, she declined it, and nothing came of that, of course. Well, then he ended up inviting her again to like dinner or something. It was something stupid. Like, I think he invited her to his house, and she was like, oh yeah, I figured it was all for business. Tell me what fucking VP, vice president, or a person that owns a multi-million-dollar company is just gonna invite you to their house, and you're pretty, and you're gonna think that it's just for business. People play the dumb, fucking, stupid blonde card, or sorry, not blonde. I don't want to say, because not every blonde, that card's played out. But how many times can people play the stupid fucking card? Like, that's like me going to someone. I see a fucking, I'm 25. I see some van that says, hey, I'm gonna rape you. Come get this candy so I can rape you. And I go to that van, and then I get raped, and I come out and say, well, I didn't know he was gonna rape me, therefore I should sue him and get millions. Now, I'm still not gonna say that the rape is right. Of course the rape is not right. Who's gonna say the rape is right? No one. At least no one with the right mind. But I'm also not gonna say that you are in the wrong, or you are in the right as well. Like, if I did that, I would be in the wrong as well. You're the dumbass that decided to keep going with it. You're the fucking dumbass just because of a personal gain. If you cared so much about your body, or about like who you are as a person, I don't care if someone tells me I'm about to make 10 million and they're like, hey, just come in, suck my dick. I'm not going to that person again, because I have respect for myself. You know what I'm saying? So how are you gonna fucking get some dude? Regardless, he should have been kicked out of his company, because the fucker's a damn pedophile fucking weirdo. But they need to stop coming out and talking about, oh, like, women's rights. Oh yeah, we love women, and they shouldn't be getting molested or raped or fucking, touched all the time. Well, duh, they shouldn't be getting touched all the time. But you are the same fucking bitch that's winning those awards and thanking him. Because if you go back, I think it was Angelina Jolie, and a few other people. Well, I can't think of her name. She used to be, fuck. Well, anyways, they literally accepted awards for movies, and they even said in their thing, they were like, we want to thank Harvey Weistien for giving me the opportunity. If you're fucking thanking him on stage, but he was touching you when you first started, then shut the fuck up. Like, oh, I know I cannot be the only one thinking this, and it like pisses me off just talking about it right now, because how fucking stupid is our society? How fucking dumb is our society? And then you got what's his name talking about how he was touched, and I do believe that he was touched when he was younger, because he's wanting to make a movie on pedophilia and in Hollywood. And I do believe that is a big thing. I honestly, I think that it's probably huge. But like, at least, how can I say this? I see what he's doing as more okay than what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Because there was not a single time, because even when he first started his career, there was not a single time he's coming out thanking the people that were molesting him. That's not, like, I even went back to like try to like research some more on him just to make sure, but there was never a time, because like early on in his career, he started talking about how people touched him in the organization. So he's been fighting this, but as soon as he said that, people shut him out. Like, he was no longer allowed on TV shows, talk shows, and all that, because people are like, oh, we don't want to hear that. Well, okay, but that's the fucking truth. And then this Weinstein shit comes out, and he's fucking touching people, but everyone wants to come out after they've already made $400 fucking million. Like don't use someone else's gain and then shit on them, regardless of if he touched you. Now, if he like full on raped someone, like for one woman, if he full on raped and like physically made them have sex with him or suck his dick or sip, because there are a couple that say that, that's what I think is wrong. But for the women that he just touched and like he grabbed a few boobs here and there and shit like that, but yet they still fucking took the 40 million that they made on movies, then I think that person should just shut the fuck up. And you have no fucking right to come out and try to say anything about anybody, because it doesn't matter that it was unwanted at that point. You still were using him just as much as he was using you. To me, it's like y'all were both at two wrongs don't make a right. You know what I'm saying? You can't have two wrongs and then come out and say, oh, well, but I'm on the right side, even though I made a wrong as well. No. We've learned that since we were kids. Two wrongs do not make a fucking right. Now, the girls that actually got raped and physically abused because of, you know, he's a big guy, you know, physically and all that, those are the women that I say, okay, you know, we need to, first off, we need to get this fucking dude out of there. Thank God they did. But secondly, he needs to be put in prison. But he has so much money, he's probably not going to be put in prison. But that's the case that I feel. And I feel like I'm not the only one with this opinion, but I just had to get that off my chest, because I'm sitting here listening to Joe Rogan, and it's finally, it's so nice to finally hear someone else has the same damn opinion about this stupid ass shit, because boy, there's so much more going on, but people are just latching onto this stupid fucking case. Just put his ass in prison, get over it, have fun with your fucking 100 million. Jeez.